leaving the Caribou camp facility. Same place we stayed about a week ago on the way up. Nice hot shower today. Relatively clean clothes, but they were dry. Dry clothes, feeling great. And tomorrow, hopefully, or later tonight, we're going to be in a hot spring in Laird Hot Springs, BC.
Hopefully. On day 11, we began to head home on the Alaska Highway, stopping in Watson Lake to see the signpost forest. We saw some wildlife on this part of the trip as well, including this herd of bison along the side of the road. The Liard River Hot Springs campground was full that evening, so we had to stay on the side of the road. Steve did take a dip in the hot springs the next morning. It's a very popular stopover place for truckers headed along the Alaska Highway to get a few minutes of relaxation in the hot water. On day 12, we continued down the Alaska Highway, staying overnight at the Sakani River RV campground.
We had just came through a very short period of a nasty weather. It came through here first and hit us maybe 15 minutes past that way. All of a sudden I was getting pelted with hail, some heavy wind, rain, and I was coming down and there was puddles. I had a dump truck right on my butt, and then all of a sudden another truck coming this way. I got pelted with a big stone in the head, in my shield. So I pulled off the road and waited for a little bit. About 2 minutes later, I headed up again and met up with you. Yeah, that was a little hairy, but aside from that, it's been pretty good. There's barely any tread there, and it's flat from here to here. No curvature at all. And James is pretty much the same in this area, except he has no tread.
Yeah, but mine came that way, so
yeah.
they're just very flat.
Tires tomorrow. Well, between the two of us, we'll spend about $1,000. I figure, eh? Yeah. All right. Signing off from Dawson Creek on Tuesday the 18th, I believe.
Oh, it's the 19th.
19th. Do I got Tuesday right?
Yeah.
All right, Tuesday the 19th.
All right.
All right.
We'll see you later. Day 13 took us to Valley View, Alberta, where we stayed overnight in the luxurious municipal fairground. The next day, we deviated a bit from our intended route, heading to Edmonton to get new tires for the bikes. We stayed that night with Chris, a friend of mine in Edmonton. So, Steve, did you pick up a new bike?
No, it's just been cleaned. And check out that nice 50/50 rear tire.
The mighty S1000. Well, it looks pretty clean too. And on day 15, we passed through Radium Hot Springs on our way to Wassa Lake Provincial Park, where my sister and her family were camping. About 3 seconds after I turned the camera off here, a deer ran right across the highway a few meters in front of Steve. Too bad I didn't catch that one on the GoPro.
Yep. So now we're off to the highway, going to the Sun Highway. Unfortunately, it's all clouded, but it could be worse. It could be raining, and right now the rain has let up, and the pavement's dry.
I can see a little bit of blue sky there. So what do you think of that view, Steve?
That's a vertical drop right there. I stuck my hand out to take a picture of it. It was something else.
Okay. The weather was reasonably decent ascending the Going to the Sun Road, but coming down it got rainy and very cold. We stayed at the Aspenwood Bed and Breakfast after seeing temperatures of plus 3 degrees on Steve's motorcycle. The following day, we made it to Billings, Montana to stay at a rustic location. Okay, good morning, Steve. I see you got a fire going there, or drying out some of the gear. Now, can you tell me how you started that fire?
I think there's a little timer on the wall.
Okay, so you didn't need to use any
No
kindling or anything.
Didn't have to resort to any of my Boy Scout skills.
On day 18, we continued through Montana, stopping for lunch at an interesting place where the walls were decorated with the cattle brands from the local ranchers. We stopped again at the Stoneville Saloon, an interesting little place. It's very busy during Sturgis Bike Week. We ended our day camping at Sturgis, the only place where we stayed 2 nights in a row. Okay, we're here in Deadwood, South Dakota. Really roughing it out here right now. After a lot of campfires, we thought we'd come into town. Just look at here. There's some. There's prime rib here, but they don't have any Yorkshire pudding, so it's really, it's tough to take, but we'll do it.
Pretty much bare bones here.
Yeah, it's bare bones. Just
A few mussels, linguine, chicken, prime rib. Cut a prime rib and a little ham underneath there. This building here is a site capture of the assassin, Jack McCall, who shot Wild Bill Hickok on August 2nd, 1876.
We spent this day riding around the Sturgis area, visiting the Crazy Horse Memorial. I continued on the Needles Highway, which is named after these needle-like rock formations. This tunnel is called Threading the Needle because you go through one of these needle formations. This is a fantastic road to go on, lots of scenery and windy roads. It was also the only day we were riding without all of our luggage on board, which added to the enjoyment of this day. If you take the Iron Mountain Road in the right direction, when you pass through the tunnels like this one here, there's a clearing, and at the end of it, you can see those 4 famous presidents staring at you from Mount Rushmore. Another interesting feature of this road are the pigtail bridges. Here we're going through a tunnel over a bridge and then winding down a spiral, much like a pig's tail, I suppose, and you head underneath the bridge that you just rode over. There's a couple of bridges like this in this road, and again, it adds to the interest to riding around this area. So when the road split like this is where I met up with Steve again, and we continued to Mount Rushmore, and then back to Sturgis. After our second night in Sturgis, we continued east, heading through the Badlands National Park, as well as heading to Wall, South Dakota, home of Wall Drug, America's #1 roadside attraction.
James, got anything interesting?
Well, we've got some excellent gifts here. You got a hat, excellent.
Great. It's called Easy Cheese. Out of a can. It says made with real cheese. Check it out. Just push the button.
Zoom in there.
Look at that. One for James. A highly nutritious cracker.
Oh, that's delicious.
One for Steve. Highly nutritious. None of that fattening
Excellent.
stuff
Yeah, and
from
it's
the casino.
That's the calcium, really.
Not only is it highly nutritious, it tastes superb.
So that. On day 21, we basically followed the interstate to Wisconsin. Okay, here we are in La Crosse, Wisconsin. We're looking at, we're staying at a campground that's kind of on a peninsula in the Mississippi River. So, Steve, if you could maybe recap yesterday.
We were just saying how we came through not Mississippi. I'm thinking of Mississippi now. Minnesota.
Yeah.
We were going through Minnesota, and me and James were saying the people in Minnesota are so friendly. Went into a gas station yesterday, and we had a bite to eat. We asked some questions about the area, and there was a particular young girl on the cash there. And we bought some stuff, and then I was leaving. I said bye, you know, I'm trying to get rid of saying see you later, because I won't see them later, but I said bye and left. Oh, bye, have a nice trip, she said. So I went out, a little while later, I was packing up on the motorbike. I go, geez, I gotta go to the bathroom. So I came back in again, and she looked at me like, oh, back again. I said, yeah, I gotta go to the washroom first. So I just walked by her, and all of a sudden she said, I could help you with that. And I was stunned, and I turned around, and here there was a person that was a customer just behind me with an item that they wanted to buy. But the timing was impeccable.
And the Minnesotans are always
So
very helpful, very helpful
she was
people.
being extremely helpful, yeah.
On day 22, we continued heading toward Canada, ending our day in the Michigan Upper Peninsula.
Here we are on the edge of Lake Michigan. A wet Friday, August the 28th or 29th, I think. Yeah, she's a damp one. There's James.
The next day, we finally made it to Canada, crossing over at Sault Ste. Marie through some wicked rain. We stayed that night at the Bavarian Inn in Bruce Mines, Ontario. Day 24 was the final day of the trip, which we were following this excellent rain shower all the way home. It was very, very wet, but we were glad to be back after having traveled just over 11,000 kilometers in the 24 days.